What's up, guys? This is the End of the Wormhole podcast, episode 2. And I'm here with my co-host, Dangerous James.
What up?
And if you tuned in last episode, we got Zeke Sadiq joining us once again.
What up?
And we also got the partner over here. He's helping us a lot at Rebel Underground.
That's right.
Tony Rasmussen. How you all doing?
That's the homeboy Tony, a.k.a. Obsolete, for y'all that don't know.
Yeah.
Not obsolete, obviously, like O-B-S-E-L-E-T-E. You know what I'm saying? Like Ops Elite. Like his operations are elite. Top
For sure.
tier.
And if you need any artwork done, this is your cat, man. He is a very talented artist. Definitely hit him up for work. He's a huge hip-hop fan in the city.
Creative hip-hop head. Good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine.
So if you're an artist and you're listening to this and you want to find a new fan, this is your guy right here. Hit up Tony.
No doubt.
So how's everybody doing, man? How you doing, Zeke?
Pretty damn good, man.
Yep.
Yeah, life is going great. A lot of doors are opening and things are coming together. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So tonight, if you guys want to check out some hip-hop, head down to the Waterhole. I know that's popping off. RKB's doing another show, and the last one was retarded.
Oh, shit, it's another RKB show.
Another RKB show,
And
it's free.
AJ is performing.
Well, fuck.
AJ's gonna be
I
there.
didn't see the last one.
Yep.
I might have
AJ.
to go to this one then. I couldn't make it to the last one,
Yeah.
unfortunately, so I might have to go to this one.
I
then.
agree.
It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tony, you said there was something else popping, right? Is there something else?
R.A. the Rugged Man on the 15th.
Oh, okay.
No
All right,
doubt.
the Rugged
Yeah,
Man on the
with,
15th.
All Flows Reach Out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a great show too.
And I forget who else was opening. Some local
Trey
acts. And,
Charles, Big Smith.
Yeah,
Okay,
Luck
there
Factor
you go.
0.
okay, yeah.
Yes. Gonna be a dope show. Yeah, be daily and dope.
Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So let's get into the wormhole, guys. That's what this show's about. Bringing
doubt.
new knowledge, trying to keep it relevant, taking it into these deep discussions.
No doubt.
So the first topic is we're gonna wrap up the whole Trump Russia thing, because just recently, yesterday actually, his advisor came up and basically flat out says there is no collusion at all. I'm not answering questions because it never happened. There's no proof, and he said it in way better lawyer speak than I do. But I mean, he was pretty concise about it. And
Lawyer speak, aka lies.
Trump says he feels vindicated now. He feels vindicated on the issue. And if you've been listening to my opinion in the last few episodes, I really don't think there's a whole fucking Russia thing. I don't think Russia wants anything to do with us. Vladimir Putin could fucking care less. And I think really the whole Russian thing is propaganda just to bring Putin into this whole equation with Assad and all that. I really think they're just trying to find a way to pull him in, but he's like, fuck you guys. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Well, like I said earlier, fucking Putin don't like Trump, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Putin can play the damn piano. Trump can't play the fucking piano. He couldn't do it if he tried with his tiny hands.
I bet Putin can play some fucking golf, too.
Yeah,
I bet
probably.
Putin can play some fucking golf.
I'll bet.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So, whatever.
What's your opinion on it, Tony?
Well, I mean, they were buddy during the election cycle. I think most of the Russian collusion was basically just in the way that they swayed the media.
Okay.
But,
And I would agree with that, but what do you think about like the idea that things like WikiLeaks and RT are Russian propaganda basically against?
no, I don't believe that at all.
You don't believe that?
That shit all existed
But that's the
before
media.
this was a problem and an issue.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. That,
I believe WikiLeaks
that's exactly the point.
is a
and
great
it's only
thing,
been a problem
Yeah.
for fucking
Julian
government
Assange should be
officials
free.
who are doing bad shit.
You know?
Yeah.
So, what the fuck?
They should pin a medal on that guy.
yeah, exactly. This guy is a publisher, man. He is not, believe me, and what he shared with the fucking CIA documents on the WikiLeaks page is really nothing that we didn't already know.
Yeah.
We know the CIA has crazy fucking hackers.
Well,
We know
he
this
just
shit.
confirmed it. So
Yeah,
that's
they
why
just
they're
confirmed it.
mad.
You know what I'm saying? And it's no, is he a whistleblower? Sure. I mean, he's doing a great service to people who deserve to know the truth. So, I mean, I personally, back in the day, I don't know how my dad had some rabbit ears and we got RT Network. That was my shit. I loved RT. They had a whole U.S. version of Russian television, basically. But I mean, they weren't like anti-capitalist, but they pointed out all the fucking bad shit that they're doing around the world. Like, you know.
And they laugh at it like the way that we laughed in our films back in the day about how people operated in the Vietnam era and, you know, in the country of Vietnam and how just all around the world and stuff, you know, how it was such a parody and people were such a caricature of their own race and culture among white film and things like that.
Exactly. They had some in-depth looks
it's like
at
that
world
in reverse,
things.
though, because they're doing it like, look at we're living from a a dictatorship, monarchy, whatever you know, source of power they're living under, you know, whatever it may be, you know. They're like saying, or a society of socialism, you know, whatever. They're saying, oh, your capitalist society, look at it, you know, like that's I guess propaganda, as it were. But they're saying, look at it, you know, it's a fucking joke.
I mean, and it is.
They make a joke because it is.
It is to an extent. So.
Goddamn.
What's your take on it, Zeke?
Bust your ass.
Well,
for 40
the RT
hours
has
all week,
has
and
always
it's fucking
been
hard to make ends meet, you know. It's a joke. So.
But the RT has always been
Not a joke.
you know, good source for news and whatnot. Like, it's been a better resource than the general news that we get here. You know, the Fox News and all the bullshit. I honestly, even at a time when I trusted Alex Jones and InfoWars, I felt like the RT was still a better option.
Yeah, I agree.
But
it's unfiltered.
What about Al Jazeera?
Al Jazeera as well was like a more credible outlet, you know, and as I said in the last show, like it's good to get like a point of view from different people, so that way you can come to your own conclusion.
Yeah.
You want to read some unbiased shit or some?
Well, Al Jazeera is definitely biased to some extent. But so is an RT. I'm not saying that they're not biased.
Everything's biased.
But their bias isn't ill-hearted. It's actually some fucking real truth. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's my take on it. Like that's not propaganda. And did that really even influence what happens here? No. People in this country know that our politicians are full of fucking shit and they're fucking all bought and paid for, and people are learning that about Trump. They were saying the same shit about Hillary. You know, some people thought that, oh, fucking Trump is just a wrench in the globalist regime and all that. That's what Alex Jones is playing on now.
Yeah.
You know, all these right-wing guys turned into who were conspiracy heads turn with Trump. That doesn't make sense, man. You last year you're telling us that fucking everybody's a globalist and that it's all coming down to this giant new world order, and now there's a fucking wrench thrown in it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think Trump is that wrench because he's still colluding with fucking Israel and all those other fucking globalist
all
countries.
Of the fucking Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, all the KSA he's colluding with, so. I mean, and we discussed that on our, you know, earlier in one of our podcasts. I believe it was the pilot episode. So, you know, that's nothing new. That's known knowledge. It's well known.
Yep.
Well, and it's interesting.
They have the oil. He stands to make the fucking money through them and with them. So it makes complete economic sense for him to be on good terms with them. I mean, or at least to kiss a whole lot of ass. Because that's where the cash is coming.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think the people in power always find a way to, like, sway the, you know, people that are outcasts or revolutionaries or whatever to buy into their politics at some point.
Propaganda.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, Obama, he was, like, really pushed as, like, you know, this kind of Christ-like figure that was going to come and save us all or whatever, Trump? You know. And now, Obama. But Trump is kind of like this weird, you know, figure. We all can agree with that because it was Hollywood and everything that we've seen. But they believed like he was going to take this people's route, you know, and for the businessman and yeah. I don't know, maybe some kind of like pseudo-communist kind of idea, But honestly, like it makes me feel like that's where it's headed, and,
Well, it's
and
very
them wanting to
nationalist.
shut down the RT is like thought control, thought police.
Yeah,
Bro.
1984 shit.
Yep.
It's almost as if Trump
Winston.
like ran for presidency out of spite and like just to prove that he could fucking do it out of spite. And then now that he won, he's like, oh shit, and he's just stuck with it. You know, it's like almost like that's what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking, it's a trip, dude. What a year to be alive in, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2017, man. Shit's fucking
Fuck.
coming around the corner real fucking
I
quick.
woke
Sneak
up
attack
this
shit.
morning, dude,
Like,
and that was
Jesus
my
Christ.
first fucking mistake of the day. Straight up.
But at the end of the day, that's the blessing, man.
Well, I
Waking up in the
suppose,
morning.
You know,
Yeah.
it just depends on how cynical you go to bed.
Yeah. For real. So let's get into the idea of aliens. Sounds like a pretty like broad topic, but I mean, there's some opinions on it, and there's different ways to look at it. I mean, we could talk about like the ideas of UFOs, and or we could spin it to the whole Hollow Earth thing, and you know whatever those theories. So what's everybody's take on like aliens? I got a pretty strong take, but I wanna work off some of you guys. So let's start with Tony. Tony, you're the science guy here, so what do you think about aliens?
The universe is a very vast place, so I do believe that there is intelligent life out there. I believe there's very advanced civilizations out there. Do I believe they're close enough to us for us to ever contact within a lifetime? No. I believe within the next few hundred years we may be in contact, but they could be billions of light years away. There's no way for humans to travel that in a lifetime. We could send robots, but
Yeah.
you're still not going to see it before you die.
What do you think of the idea of aliens as an interdimensional thing and not really a 3D physical on a fucking planet somewhere in the universe type shit?
It's possible. Anything's possible. I mean, it's possible that what we're living in now is nothing more than a simulation.
And a hologram or some shit. I don't know. It looks pretty fucking real to me. Feels pretty real.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's all a hologram. Now, would I put it past the elite to put up some hologram shit and try to fake us into an alien invasion? That's a possibility. Because they're fucking riding this fucking agenda, this aliens. Like every movie now is on some alien shit.
I don't know. There's going to be a point that we reach enough technology that we could simulate an entire universe, and even all the beings in there thinking they feel something.
I actually heard of a video game.
Sounds like some
that
Matrix
has,
shit.
like,
Man, let me tell you this. What
endless,
happens when
universe.
somebody you don't know comes up in your space, your home, whatever,
In a virtual world.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the world, as it were. What happens when someone comes up in your space you don't know?
I don't use MySpace. I use Facebook.
I said yours, not mine. But anyways, that's funny. But yeah, you fuck around and you probably blast them if you got a gun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, what you gonna do? You gonna go make contact with these people that you don't know 100 years now?
Yeah.
Billions of light years away.
You-
They're gonna
you-
be like, who the fuck
you
is
wanna-
this guy? Bow! They're
You
gonna
want to get
blast
in this
your
fucking
ass
space
in your
wormhole
spaceship and fucking
portal?
No one's gonna. They're gonna be like, what happened to Apollo 75? That shit fucking went off the map.
75.
Yeah. That's how many tries it'll be by then. That shit'll fuck around and disappear off the map. It'll be like bleep, bleep.
SpaceX
Blank.
wants to land on Mars
No
in the
fucking
next
noise.
15 years.
Do you think that there ever was life there?
Probably bacterial life.
In
there-
water, if they found water on
Mars
the
used to be
surface.
covered with water.
Right.
Well, see, my idea is this: if there is anything in the universe, I don't think that it lives outside of the nature of itself, like we do.
What do you mean?
So, like, the human race actively destroys its own environment in which it was created into,
Well, just like
manipulates it. We also fucking hunt each other down over some fucking bullshit. I don't think any other species in this universe acts in that fashion. I think they live within the nature of the
you'll love
universe.
this. You'll love this. Well, in that case, let me reword that a little bit for you. Okay, dig this shit. Stephen Hawking said actually on this subject of aliens, it's funny. Stephen Hawking said that human beings have got to be aliens or otherworldly beings because of the fact that we pose no synergistic value to this world, because of the fact that all we do is consume and,
destroy.
That's all we do.
That's all anything does, down to the bacterial level.
No. Trees don't destroy shit.
Everything just reproduces.
Birds don't destroy shit.
Within the evolution,
roof of my car with their bird shit.
The life cycle,
the natural life cycle,
the natural life cycle of things, dying and giving each other birth, like animals breathing in oxygen and plants breathing in carbon dioxide, which they breathe off oxygen, and animals breathe out the carbon dioxide. You know how it goes. But human beings, we fucking have bulldozers that emit fucking all types of emissions, and we burn fucking all types of gases and
all kinds of unnecessary
we've
stuff.
done all types of shit and polluted all types of everything, and you know what I'm saying? We pose no synergistic value to this planet whatsoever. We're the only species.
Well, we don't have
that
to be that way though. Really,
we don't really have to be that way. Yeah, sure, but
there's something in our nature that is prone to that.
There is,
and it's alien. I think it's alien.
So
that's what I'm saying.
That's just something to think about.
If there is species on another planet, there's probably some fucking animals, and they're frolicking in their meadow and trying to forage for food and fucking hibernating and fucking storing food for the winter and fucking they're doing their shit, whatever they're supposed to be doing. We actively go out of that and fucking wreck shit.
Fuck shit up.
We do it to ourselves. No other animals take drugs and fucking poison their bodies.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because they've seen animals take drugs.
Oh yeah,
naturally,
they do.
Jaguars eat hallucinogenic roots and shit.
They
and
eat
wild stuff
and things like
but,
that too.
But that's neither here nor there. I still agree with what you're saying.
Are they addicted to shit?
If it's natural,
I'm sure not like that.
Yeah, if it's natural to their
I agree
habitat,
with what you're saying. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah,
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, the thing is that a human mind has the capability to imagine something.
Yeah.
Project an image that's from the mind, and you see it on the mental screen or whatever. Yeah. So for that reason, we can consider things that aren't tangible.
Yeah.
So we can become fixated, and we have a different kind of mind than any other being.
Right.
Yeah, well, we have the capacity for abstract thought.
And I think
exactly what it is.
A sentient being
with enough time, other beings from Earth could
that and opposable thumbs, and
But I think that's what you're talking about is kind of correct. Aliens do exist because we've created them. They exist in our mind and our thought. That's why we're having this discussion right now.
Perception of reality.
Do we have any real proof? Maybe if you go on YouTube and look up some fucking crazy shit in the deeper wormhole, you might find some really juicy shit. But honestly, I think there are theories that make a little more sense, in the idea of UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that these UFOs that appear as points of light in the sky that can change direction at thousands of miles per hour and shit, that those are in fact just interdimensional beings, aliens per se, manifesting themselves in this realm as the only thing they can, which is light.
Yeah.
And that's why they can change speed. They can change at the speed of light. They can do all this stuff. And it looks fucking crazy and alien to us.
Exactly.
But that's what it is. It is aliens.
Yeah.
And it's a possibility that is the whole alien in an outer space type look is some propaganda to really deter you from what really is, which is that interdimensional thing. But they're trying to say, no, it's this actual species in another planet on some other shit.
Right.
Well, I will drop this bomb, and you guys can look this up. The ex-prime defense minister of Canada, some kind of title like that, very close to it, He came out
The
at
most recent one?
It was a few years ago.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the guy before Justin Trudeau or whatever.
I think he had like already been out of the title, but like he went back to the parliament or whatever.
Okay.
And he even declared it that he's the first person with his kind of like caliber or whatever to directly say that aliens do exist, that they're documented, that they've got like between 5 and 20 races that they know about, and that some of them lived here in Nevada at Indian Springs.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, so you can look this up. This is a politician saying this.
That's a trip, man. Canada's crazy. I fuck
Yeah.
with Canada.
Where is he getting his proof though?
From his position.
And from like government official knowledge that he had to know.
So you guys all.
I don't know. Why would Canada declassify that, but not like the United States and Russia and China and all that before?
Well, I mean, there's been people from other countries that have said it too. Yeah, exactly.
At that point, he's getting called it.
No, I think he's a puppet of the agenda. That's what I think. Just like Snowden.
Snowden's a puppet of the agenda.
Just to create fear with the aliens.
The agenda is like a shadow government.
Yeah, it's a shadow government operation.
Like
he's turned into basically an extension of Mockingbird.
Is it the Illuminati reptilian?
No. That's back to the aliens. But
it was just a throwback, bro.
No, yeah, but no. If we're talking about the shadow government and all that gets deeper into it.
Skull and Bones, Freemasonry.
Yeah.
The scientists, of course.
What about Scientology? Does that fit in with
Ask Tom Cruise?
Potentially.
Dude, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on fucking Scientology, bro. That's the biggest.
Hubbard was a trip, man. He was actually like a genius in a way,
check
but
that movie.
he was totally a salesman.
It's a cult,
guys.
guys.
Fiction writer.
He was a science fiction
They
writer,
made that
exactly.
movie called The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix, and it's based on L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, I know.
And it's freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
The dude was a nut.
But he wanted to get a break away from like the government system, and that's why he lived like out in the sea, like on a big ass boat or whatever.
Yeah. And now he has he I don't remember what it calls, but Leah Remini, not Leanne. Leah Remini has a show on A&E that fucking exposes Scientology and all the crazy shit that they do to their ex-members and all the fucking cult-ass shit that they do. Yeah. It's a fucking sham, dude. Their fucking leader actively beats the shit out of people within their fucking, in this fucking... They have like a lockdown campus for this shit where people sign a contract to live their entire lives. And then once they die, they will spend like 1,000 years with L. Ron Hubbard and fucking Jesus somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what their whole pantheon.
They've been drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, no, they have like a whole fucking system of enlightenment and all that, but it's a fucking sham, dude.
I know it.
There's so many mainstream cults, dude.
There really are.
There's a lot of mainstream cults. Actually, like it's me and my girl, we get a kick out of watching YouTube cult videos, like of all these fucked up different religions and shit. Like, oh my god, man.
Dude, I mean, even
it just shows how easy it is to brainwash humanity.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to when it comes down to all this propaganda and shit. What you feed your mind is fucking really important. You have to protect your mind, man. There's a lot of evil. Everything that's going on right here is spiritual warfare, propaganda warfare. You need to be careful. You need to be careful.
Well, and what I wanted to touch on is that even something like the golden arches of McDonald's is a sigil. So this is like a type of symbol that has been made and like empowered, given some magic power so that it stays stuck in your mind.
Right.
So in a certain way, like people that are constantly going to McDonald's and stuff, they're following like the cult of McDonald's. The golden arches are supposed to be like the sunlight, coming over the hilltop or mountaintop, and you know, they like using these kind of symbols that are common to us, the sunlight and eyes, because psychologically we're attracted to these kind of images, but they do it in such a way that it really leaves a deep imprint in your mind.
Right. Yeah, man. So we got some technical difficulties right now. Jim had to step out for a phone call. We got some shit going on, but we're gonna get back into it here. So Tony was talking about the shadow government and the implications of that. We talked about that with Edward Snowden and all that. How do you feel like the shadow government's working? Is that something that you're up on? Like, what's going on?
I don't know if I believe a full shadow government. I believe there's some very powerful people that could definitely sway a lot of decisions.
What do you think of like the CIA and Mossad and all these intelligence organizations?
There's
you don't
also
think
a lot of corruption.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere within that system. But that's what I'm saying. So if you're admitting there's corruption, then people would most people would just say the shadow government is the corrupt entities within the government.
Well, yeah, to that aspect, I guess, yeah.
You know,
you're
fed
shadow
and
government, because there's a lot of shit going on that we don't know about, but there's also very rich people that sway a lot of stuff, like the Rockefellers.
Yeah, but you know what's really happened in the past, like, 20 years? Americans have sold their stock out to globalist agenda. And we do not even own our own stock in our own country anymore. Like, all these other pieces have infiltrated our, systems, and they have their own, agendas within it. And these people that have money outside have basically bought stock within all that. Our stock market is not just fucking for Americans. You know what I'm saying? Fucking the Dow and all that shit. You don't think China's got some money in that? You don't think all this shit's happening?
100%.
Exactly, dude. So, I mean, we don't own a lot of stock in our country anymore. And because of that, because the people don't have stock, somebody's running that shit, and the stockholders control shit. And those stockholders are people that do not have American interests at fucking heart at all. They don't care.
And
they don't give a shit about our sovereignty.
It goes down to the stock and ownership of like roads, privatized roads, freeways, like the DAPL ordeal that was going on. That had a lot of like foreign money behind it, and the prison industry.
Yeah, dude.
It's big corporations from overseas and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all money.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all money.
All money.
Yeah,
all
exactly. It is all money. But at the end of the day, that's why when money talks, it gets other players in it that fucking do corrupt, our establishment. And, that's why we're even questioning if, like, Russia fucking had any part in it, What if Russia fucking, back during the Cold War, snuck some fuckers in, and now they got a little stock in this country? And that's why they're able to fucking pull the strings that they do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
that's really how it is.
You don't think Israel has fucking stock in this shit?
Israel and China.
They're pulling fucking major strings. Like, anything Israel wants to do, we're like, hey, we'll help you. You know what I'm saying? So in that instance, I mean, who really has a stock? And if we don't have the stock, then that shows you that there is a shadow government. Because isn't the government supposed to be the stock of the people? Our vote is that stock?
Yeah.
But that stock is not even working for us?
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that America siding and helping, financially, socioeconomically, militarily, all of that with Israel,
Yeah, we've already made that pact, man.
Is a total, definite, good press move, on America's part. I mean, for certain. In terms of religious, coverage and aspects.
Yeah.
It definitely woos the opiate of the masses, as it were.
Yeah. We've talked about Israel a number of times on this podcast. And, I mean, you just we got to, man, because they're pulling so much strings around the world. People don't even know, man.
Yep.
You know, if we're talking about, pull, man, Jared Kushner is a Zionist.
Yeah.
And he's right-hand man of Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Brennan guy is a fucking Nazi, apparently.
Oh, fucking crazy.
So what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's your stock.
Well, some people
I saw
say
that about that Brennan guy.
Yeah.
Some people say that the false Hebrews, essentially, the 13th tribe of Israel, the synagogue
Dan.
of Satan,
Some tribe of Dan.
that they oh God, what was it about them?
I know what you're saying.
Well,
so basically you're saying
no, but the other name for them is the Ashkenazi.
Yeah, Ashkenazi Jews.
The Ashkenazi Jews. So some people say that the term Nazi comes from the end of Ashkenazi.
Right.
So there is some correlation there, and without the Nazi party and the sacrifice of probably a lot of true Hebrews and gypsies and things of that nature, they wouldn't have been able to establish the state of Israel. So they kind of manufacture all of this war.
Yeah, and the Ashkenazi Jews, they come from the Khazar Empire.
Exactly.
Which was an old empire, and they adopted Judaism to be politically neutral with the Christians.
Is that Roman?
No, it was in more what is like Turkey and all that. And then once their empire fell down, they migrated into Germany and fucking Austria and all these places where the Jews were and the fucking
France
and the Nazis.
Yep.
You're right. And they claim Judaism, but these are the same. Their bloodlines are the ones that started the state of Israel. But they adopted that shit. They were not Hebrews. They were pagan as fuck. The Khazars. Yeah, and they were white. And the ancient Hebrews and Egyptians were fucking black.
Well, you know what? On that, I'll say this.
I'll tell you what.
As a white man,
I'll tell you what. Israel is one of the biggest apartheid states in the world right now. Right. Huge racial fucking cruelty going on in that nation right now. And it's based around this fucking bloodline. If you're black and you say, I'm Hebrew and I practice and my Sabbath's on Saturday and all that shit, and you go in there, they'll be like, nope, you're not allowed in. You don't have proof to this bloodline. Yeah. You need a proof to a certain bloodline that is a fake fucking Israeli bloodline.
Well, didn't they say...
They got hijacked.
Fucking white man, didn't they say that shit, that the original Israelites and... like the Muslimites and like the Shiites and shit, didn't they say that they all came from like regions of like Egypt and
well, the original Hebrews
they have a correlation.
The original Hebrews
right.
they moved south into Africa.
And and who do they worship? They worship Allah, right?
Yeah, they became Muslims. Some of them became Muslims.
So dig this. Now tying that directly into hip hop.
Some of them became crazy.
Tying that directly into
Kendrick
hip hop.
is what I was gonna say.
Tying that directly into fucking hip hop. I'll say this. Not even Kendrick. Dog, dig this. Older than that, motherfucking Rakim. Okay, he changed his name to Rakim Allah because, he says that Ra or Rakim means like Ra means like land of the burnt-faced people, and like Kim means king. So like the way that their shit is translated like backwards, kind of how Spanish is translated Englishly, like it's like Rakim means king of the land of the burnt-faced people, meaning that they're black, dog. They're dark skinned.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's actually the
desert, homie.
other
They're
way.
Adapted like that evolutionarily because of the fact that they live in the desert, and you know what I'm saying? It's easier for them to have the hair that they do and the skin tone that they do because it adapts better to the desert conditions like that.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear?
So
here, we'll go deeper.
From a straight white man,
We'll go deeper into this wormhole here, and it actually ties into the Khazar Empire.
Hip hop forever, y'all.
Oh yeah. But do you guys know where white people came from?
Man,
from the Caucasoid Mountains.
The Caucasus Mountains?
The Caucasus Mountains.
The Caucasus Mountains, but that's why they're called Caucasoid.
Yeah. I think the theory
I
think the theory for that makes the most sense is that in ancient Africa there were albinos.
Yeah,
there were albinos and they couldn't the people realized that when they bred there was a recessive gene of white, and you can't have that in the middle of fucking Africa. It's too hot and shit.
Right.
So they came to a conclusion that if we have albino children, we have to ostracize them to up north.
Yeah.
And they sent them to what is like now Turkey. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's where the Khazar Empire was created. And through thousands of years of interbreeding of albinos, it created a sub-white race.
I don't know that I don't know that I'm ready to admit that
Neanderthals.
You don't know if you're ready to admit that?
I
That's
don't
a
know
theory,
that I'm
though. You
ready
should
to
check it
admit
out.
that white people are all just fucking inbred albinos, dog. Not saying there's anything wrong with albinos
I don't buy into
or
that.
people that are like,
But there
inbred
is, dude.
through incest or something like that, But I'm saying, dog,
For a fact.
I'm not ready to accept the fact that all white people are just inbred albinos.
But look at this.
Well, check this out, man.
Hold on.
Like, but that's the history that is going to be given to you, because that if we go based on these kind of theories, that's the white man's history, because they had to live in the caves to survive. But the ancestors of like the tribal shamanistic cultures, that the Africans, the natives in North and South America, they had a darker complexion, and they were outside more and doing different things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they say like, I think even Rage Against the Machine has the song "The People of the Sun." That's what it's referring to.
It's coming back
so
around
so
again.
like, yeah.
I'm wearing my Rage shirt right now, dog.
Nice.
I'm my Rage Against the Machine tee right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, so the people of the moon, or the people that worship the moon and come out at night, were considered to be the people that lived in the caves, which were generally white people or lighter skinned people. But I mean that's looking at it from that perspective,
brown skinned.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. You don't think that you're like, I don't want to just say that whites are a bunch of albino inbreds.
Yeah.
But look at this, dude. Back in the day, okay, there's not a whole lot you can do as far as intermingling with other cultures and other genetic groups.
Exactly.
So in the UK, everybody was marrying their third, fourth cousin.
Right. They all had
In my
teeth
culture, I come from
and shit
Acadian
like
French.
that, yeah.
I come from Acadian French, and in Acadia, we had a small genetic pool, and here's why. So in the mid 18th century, there was a big war on the river that I grew up on, and after we had lost the war, the English came in and fucking basically removed the Acadian people from their houses and put them on boats and sent them to Georgia.
No shit.
And in that trip, over half the population of Acadians died.
Wow.
And those groups that got off the boat in Georgia ended up settling more into what is Louisiana and became the Cajuns. After the United States was created at the end of the 18th century, the Acadians were like, well, we can go back home now. So they went back up to what is northern Maine and Quebec, and they basically recreated their culture. But I mean, we're talking about a very limited population moving back to a very fucking closed off. Dude, it was like 45 minutes to a Walmart where I grew up, dude. Like people with farms and shit. Like it was a very small community. And most people in our high school, they all stayed together and fucking still live there and married people that are French people. Yeah. And it's called endogamy. And it's very practiced. And it was definitely practiced even in the ancient world within Egypt and all that. They practiced endogamy as well because you couldn't move. Right. As like me, like my kids are gonna have a really nice genetic makeup because my girl comes from somewhere else, and I had the luxury of moving to Las Vegas and all that.
Absolutely.
But
back then,
not everybody,
moving around wasn't
not
as
everybody
viable.
had that. So are we a bunch of inbred hillbillies, or we're not hillbillies, but there is that close variation of genetics that can be, and you see it in the same thing with the Jews that we were talking about. They practice it too, because they're trying to keep that bloodline. They're trying to keep that
Right,
bloodline. It
well,
all
and
comes
I
down
do
to
know that back in like Caesar's times and back in English times of knights and castles and kings and queens, that they would do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it still
look
goes
at
on
look
today.
at like
Still happens today.
Look
I
at the
believe
Oedipus
Pakistan
complex.
is statistically
Look at
number one.
look at
They
that.
have like 60-something%.
Right.
is,
Yeah.
Incest.
Right. They do that over there.
But
and
it's not like brother sister. It's
It's,
Right.
it's cousins
cousins.
down the line.
But
a
look
little
at
bit.
the Oedipus complex and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like even with Alexander the Great and stuff, there's stories of like their mother was the queen and they were the prince to rule, but they fucking didn't like their father as he was aging, and they overthrew him through fucking their own coup of just straight up betrayal, and then loved their mother or their sister or however it was, and fucking took over the kingship, and that's wanted to keep the bloodline pure, and that's they did that shit. Yeah, I understand that, but
and the elite at the top still practice this, man.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in though as a broad statement, sure.
Yeah, look at Trump. He wants to bang his daughter.
Right? Yeah. Nice one, Tone.
We're gonna end it on that. We're approaching.
Boom, cat.
That's the old capper. We call that one.
Right there.
Hey, shout outs to everybody who listens to Rebel Underground
That's right, y'all.
is
Thanks
checking
for
us
fucking-
out.
Thanks for listening to us, man. For real, y'all are the lifeblood of what we're doing, and
Yep.
we do this for y'all. So
Yep. We're trying to bring you the knowledge.
keep listening. We'll keep bringing the knowledge.
I'm glad you guys could all make it today. We're getting some logo work done
Yeah.
from the homie Tony. If you need any artwork, hit this dude up for real. If you need any studio work, hit up Zeke. Okay? And if you need anything from Rebel Underground, you know who to hit up.
Yep.
Peace, love, unity. Have a good one.